In this video, I'll show the 1/12 scale model in a little bit more detail about how it's constructed. As I said in the earlier video, this door that's on here now is currently configured to be a sliding version. It's sloped like this to allow water as it condenses to run away from your face, which is typically down here at the higher end. So this swinging door gives you a lot more headroom because of this elevation and this slant. You don't need that as you go lower down your body, but it does give you more room, like I say, in the headroom, in case, you know, it's just less claustrophobic, although most people don't have any issues with that. So this door, like I say, swings open and closed to allow you easy access in and into the seat over there in the corner, which basically you would just step in and you can hold on anywhere along this perimeter, lean on it, whatever you need to do to get into the seated position over here in the far corner. I'll show you more detail here. This door configuration, you could, if you wanted to, and it's lightweight enough, you could install a hinge door system so that it just swings up and out of the way like that. You get in, shut the door. From the seat, you could reach over, you could have a handle right over here and pull the lid shut if you want to do a hinge door system. So going on into the detailed construction, most of this is 3/4 inch plywood is structural, and then a skin, and then insulation panels, which I show in one of the other videos. So this tank portion back here is modular. If there are any leaks in the plumbing, this would be the pump and the filter, heater, ozonator, and UV, or excuse me, UV and then ozonator. But as you can see, this lid would lift off or hinge back, whichever you wanted, to allow you to have easy access to clean filters and to check on things. But the whole thing is modular and could come right straight out of the tank like thus. And as you can see, if it did leak, it would be into the tank, which is very important because I had an accident in my old tank where the plumbing was on a cart and it had a filter leak and pumped all the water and salt into my shop. So I was not happy with that. So this design hopefully will address that rather robustly. And as you see here, we can take off this panel and you can see the structural panel, and this is where the insulation fits in, and this goes over the top. So that same concept goes all the way through the design. So these panels are removable, and then it's a little bit hard to work with a stray cat meowing in your ear, although I don't guess he's going to be a stray very much longer. His name is Victor, and as soon as a cat gets a name, seems like he's with you forever. But this is the Da Vinci Man. Just kind of gives you an idea of the size of the tank and how you can spread out into your different directions and how you can float in different manners. So I'll go ahead and take off these panels if I can. A little tight. Scale models are not the easiest thing to make fit properly. So I'll go ahead and slide off this outer shell. Keep going. There we go. So you can see that this is just basically a shell. Because it is just really decorative more than anything, it could be very thin plywood, it could be wallboard, fiberglass, whatever you want to make the panels out of. And then this is the actual structural tank, and as you can see, it's intended to be built out of 3/4 inch plywood on the inside, and then space. I think these will probably just be 3/4 inch thick, but they could be as thick as 1.5 to give you plenty of room for insulation. So that's the basic tank with the seat in place. So all this would be structural. There's space on the bottom to put in insulative panels. This gets it up off the floor so that heat transfer or cold transfer from the floor doesn't affect your water, but it also gives you sound and vibration. Vibration protection. So the tank is roughly 8 foot long and approximately 5 feet wide, and it is 2 pieces of plywood that are seamed, and the seam actually runs underneath this support board there. And the reason for doing that is this will be fiberglass, it could be rubber coated, but I also plan on putting in a pond liner, a 45 mil, which is very thick, very heavy pond liner, and that will definitely give you a very serviceable float. And many of the commercial units use that type system. So I hope you find this helpful, and there will be more videos coming as I build the tank.